Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a brand new budgeting video, and for today's video I am really excited because I feel like March is a very eventful kind of month for me, and most of it really has to do with the fact that there's so many birthdays during this month. If you guys would have seen my March plan with me, then you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. And although I don't live with the majority of people that I have birthdays for, I do foresee me spending money on birthday presents, which you guys will see that in my sinking funds video, since I have a new birthday sinking fund in there. I wanted to just go ahead and show you guys the monthly view because before I create my budget for the month, I like to really take a look at my month, and I've mentioned this in my how to create a mock budget video, so make sure you check that video out if you guys have not, especially if you don't know how to go about creating a budget and setting up sinking funds for yourself. So I wanted to go ahead and start with the monthly view just to look at it and figure out what days it is that you're going to be spending money. Of course, you're not going to know everything that'll come up that same month because anything can really come up, and that's just life. And sometimes we have unexpected purchases that we didn't foresee in the beginning of the month. And since I personally make a budget once a month, try to follow that with my weekly check-ins. As you guys know, this is a very crucial step for me to know what it is that is going to happen for me in the month. So now that I've said month like 30 million times, let's go ahead and go into the page where I like to set up my budget spread, and that is going to be on the page right after the monthly view, which if you guys are wondering what planner it is that I'm using, I am using the Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner. I still have a Valentine's Day cover, don't judge me. My other one's coming in the mail and I will soon be hauling that. And I like to do it on the right side. Why is it that I do it on the right side? I don't know, I just really like to write it here, and I've always done it, and I really don't like change, so we're just gonna stick with the right side. I just went ahead and zoomed you guys in. I want to go ahead and show you guys the stickers that I'll be using for my monthly budget, which are my roses washi kit and the corresponding budget kit for my shop. I am using the one that has your variable and fixed expenses separated, but I do offer one with the strip that has all of your bills / expenses all together. As of now, I did put my shop on vacation because I did have a birthday sale last week, which thank you so much for all of your support. I feel like you guys always surprise me with all of your support towards my shop and YouTube, and I'm just really thankful. So my shop will be on vacation, I want to say for about a week, just so that I can sort of catch up with orders. So if you guys are wondering why it is that my shop is currently on vacation, that's the reason why. But I'm just gonna get into this, and I don't think that I have to white this out. Let's see. So I'm gonna put my thick washi up top, and I was debating whether I think we should be good. I was debating whether I wanted to use this print or my plaid print, and I went ahead and went with this because you guys know how much it is that I love roses. But I do think I'm going to be using the plaid print for my weekly check-in. It's funny because, as you guys know, my sister makes budgeting videos now too, and a lot of you guys always comment on how we sound the same, which in a way I can see it, but I still think we sound a bit different. I don't know. If you guys have watched any of my sister's videos, go ahead and let me know if you think that we sound the same. And if you guys have still not checked out my sister's channel, I will go ahead and link that down below. I just realized, but March was the month where I changed my title, script stickers. I really just wanted it to be a more cuter kind of cursive, kind of close to the way that I write things. I know I don't write as perfect as this, but I just really like the new script, and I know I've gotten a lot of good feedback from it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with my income. As you guys know, the majority of my income comes from my shop, Romina Rosa. So what it is that I do, my shop basically pays me once a month, and that is how I am able to do my budget spread for the whole month and write down all of my expenses for the month and budget out everything like that. So I don't use every single penny that my shop makes, but instead I just give myself a paycheck every month. So that is my first source of income. And then my second one, I am just going to put variable, which I will later on be setting up my variable income spread. And If you guys have been watching my channel, you guys know that is income like YouTube, share a sale, Patreon, etc. So that's kind of what I have for variable income, but I do like to just put it all together here because I do break it up in my variable income spread. So now I'm going to put my total header, and if you guys are new to my channel, then you guys know this, but I don't personally disclose my income. I've mentioned this time and time again. I just don't think that it is necessary, and I definitely think that personal things like the income that I make, I just want it to be personal. And for the most part, I don't think it takes away from the way that I budget, because I basically show you guys everything that I do aside from just not showing my income. So that is going to stay blank, and now I'm going to take these gold glitter strips, which is so cute. I've started using glitter strips in my kits, and I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. Now I have my mock budget spread right next to me, and I actually added one more category this month, which I will be having moving forward. So if you have an idea of what you think that category might be before I tell you guys, go ahead and comment down below and check if you guys then later guessed correctly. Okay, so for my variable income, I'm going to start with my cash dividers, which I have changed from cash envelopes to cash dividers, and I started doing that last month, and I've been updating you guys about that. And just want to mention once again that I love having cash dividers inside of my wallet. I just feel it's a lot more convenient, and I get to use my wallet now. So that's how that's going, if you guys were wondering. But the first cash divider that I have is my groceries cash divider. Now for groceries, I'm trying to see what the perfect budget for groceries is going to be, and I'm still playing around with the number. So what I'm going to give myself is the same amount as last month, although I honestly think this might be just a little high. I'm gonna give myself $225, depending on how it is that I finish up my February budget, which I'm going to be having a budget results video for that later on this week. Depending on how that goes and how I look that things are going in March, I'm going to either, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lower this number. Next I have my eating out cash divider, and for eating out I believe I'm going to give myself the same, which is going to be $125. And the reason being is I have my dad's birthday this month, and every time it's someone's birthday in my family, we like to go out to eat and pay for their dinner. So that's kind of why I'm gonna leave it around the same amount as last month. Then next I have gas, and that I am leaving the same, which is gonna be $80. I still do think that this is a bit of a higher number, but I don't want to say that I'm just gonna pump gas once a month, because that's honestly not realistic, and it just honestly depends on other things that are happening. If I go out to, I don't know, hang out with my friends, drive somewhere to get my nails done, or it just really depends. So I'm just gonna leave it at $80. Next I have allowance. And for allowance, I am giving myself $100. For the most part, I've always given myself $100, and it works out pretty well every month, so I'm not going to change that anytime soon. Then I have my beauty cash divider, and I just recently got my nails done, so I think that I might end up getting, I already looked at my calendar and everything, a fill and then a full set. And then aside from that, I also want to dye my hair and buy some shampoo, because I'm just running out of this like specific shampoo that I use for my red hair. So I'm going to be doing the same amount as last month, which is $160, which might just be a little lower than I should budget, but I'm thinking that if I'm missing money or I need money, I can always just go ahead and take it out of my allowance, just because I don't want this beauty category to be extremely high or anything per month. So that's kind of how I'm going to go about that. And then last but not least, my last cash divider is my coffee divider, and for this I am budgeting $60. Now, if you guys are wondering why it is that I have a coffee category, I am, like I mentioned, taking interpreting courses, and I really rely on going out to like cafes, getting a coffee to really motivate me to study, if that makes sense. Just because I really can't concentrate, I feel like at home. So whenever I get a coffee or I go on a study date, that really gets me focused, like, okay, we're here to study and that's what I should be doing. So it really just helps me out and motivates me to do it. So I know a lot of people don't need motivation like that, but I do. And especially this month, I wanted to give myself the full like $60 just because I am taking my court interpreter written exam at the end of this month. So I'm thinking that $60 will be more than enough, especially if I want to go study. I'm thinking like 3 times a week. Next bill I have is my phone bill. Last month it was lower than it ever has been, so I'm going to budget $110 for this, which is good. I feel like I've budgeted up to like $130 for my phone before. And then a new category that I'm gonna put for this month, which I've never had this category before, is a rent category. Now, if you guys are wondering, why is it that you have to pay for rent? Did you move out? What happened? No, I didn't move out. Not yet. But as you guys know, I live with my parents, and although in the past I've only had to pay or contribute to my household by paying the electricity bill, I am now going to contribute just a little more, and that's going to be my rent category. So I'm not going to have my electricity category anymore because this rent category is going to take its place. And in total for this month, I am going to contribute to my household as a rent category with $300. Now, $300 is not too much at all whatsoever, and it wasn't like my parents were like, okay, you need to pay rent, you know. No, it was more of me saying, I know that I can help my parents out, and for the longest I haven't had to pay rent, but I am now 24 years old, and I feel like I am making a pretty good amount of income that I should start having habits like paying for rent, because in the future I'm going to actually have to pay for rent, and it helps out my parents, and I know that they will be grateful that I'm giving them this money. So that is a new category that I'll be having moving forward, like I mentioned, and I'm happy about it because I can now help out my parents more than I ever have. And then last but not least, for variable expenses, I am going to put unbudgeted, which I've mentioned this before, but this is just a placeholder for any unbudgeted expenses that may come up in the month. Now, I don't budget anything for this, but if you were going with the zero-based budget, then this would be your buffer. So although I'm not putting anything in here, I do still have money for that just in case anything happens. So I'm going to put now my totals here, and I'm just going to leave a space. I don't necessarily have anything else that I want to put here, but sometimes I forget some things and I just want to have that space there. Next, for my fixed expenses, I am, oh my god, this is so exciting. If you guys have not checked out my debt snowball video for February, then you guys wouldn't know this, but I actually ended up paying my last credit card, which was my PayPal credit, and I no longer have to pay any credit card payments, which is so crazy to say. Wow, I just remember that right now, and I'm just so happy about that. So you guys will no longer be seeing credit card payments. So my first fixed expense that I'll be having here is my car payment. I decided to transition or move my car payment from my sinking funds to my regular budget, just because I do just get this taken out every single month, and so that works out to be put in here, and that is $349. Next, I have a subscriptions category. And these subscriptions are things like Spotify family plan that I'm helping my sister pay, as well as the cloud storage that I pay for every single month. So in total, that is $6.99. Next, I have my student loans, So if you guys would have seen that debt snowball video, then you guys know that I am now going to focus on paying off my student loans next. And for now, I am just going to put the minimum, which is $130.77 a month, and then I'll do another category for the extra debt payment. Next, I have tuition in here, and tuition is $298 here. Next category is tithe, which is also a cash envelope divider. I like to keep it in an envelope just because that's a one-time thing for me. And for this, I am budgeting $150 right here. Next, we have our sinking funds, which I will be setting up my sinking funds on camera next. And I've added a category, which I feel like I should have added a long time ago, but stay tuned for that video. For this, I am adding in there $924. So if you guys would like to see the amount that I'll be putting for each of my sinking funds, that will be in that video. And then last but not least, I'm going to have my extra debt payment category, which I don't fill it in right now. I like to fill that in at the end once I've made that extra debt payment. So wow, I feel like my expenses have definitely decreased since paying off all of my credit cards, but of course now I also have other things in here like rent and coffee. That's funny. But yeah, so I can now set up the rest of my budget spread, which after I lay down all of my expenses, or write down all of my expenses, I like to have this section at the bottom that has all of my totals. So total amounts for my variable and fixed expenses as well as for my income. So put this here. This one here. Then I'll put income. Expenses and fixed expenses. And then let's go ahead and add everything up. So let me go ahead and add my variable expenses. So 225 plus 125 plus 80 plus 100 plus 160, 60, 110, and 300. That is a total of $1,160 that I am budgeting for all of my variable expenses. And I guess I'll go ahead and add my fixed expenses, although I'm not going to total it up just because I am missing that extra debt payment amount. But in total, as of now, that is $1,858 with 76 cents. So I am just going to put the budgeted amount for variable. And that's pretty much all that I'm going to do. Yeah. So after this, I do have some leftover things like a pattern square box and some budgeting deco, which you guys know that I love to decorate my planner, which is the main reason why I added those to my kids. I don't know, I just like it. So I hope that you do too. I'm just going to take some tweezers here because these new nails are something else. Okay, and then I'll just put it. This is usually where I put all this deco all the time, but of course you don't even have to use it with the spread. You can use it at the bottom of the spread for other paycheck spreads. Like, I know you can use these for like cash envelopes, maybe for like budgeting your expenses, your income. That's kind of the beauty with stickers, I think. You can really do anything with them and be as creative or not with them if you want as well. So with that being said, that is pretty much going to be it for this budget with me video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Like I mentioned, I have a few categories that I've added not only here but also for my sinking funds, and I'm just excited to start this new journey now. With me having paid off all of my credit cards, I am now moving on to paying off my student loans, and aside from that I also want to focus on saving money too, just because for the longest I made paying debt a priority for myself, but of course as time goes on you learn that you have to prioritize for other stuff. So as of now I am both prioritizing paying off my debt and saving, but for the most part I want to save more than I'm gonna put towards debt. So we'll see how the next couple of weeks go, but if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already, and hopefully I will get to see you guys for my next video, which will be my sinking funds. Bye guys.